Please introduce yourself, your position, and your businesses.
My name is David Yu. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own and operate 3 companies. The first is Pingo Solar, a regional solar installation company. The second is a company called Quell Labs, and then most recently, GenBody America.
And what kind of work does GenBody do?
GenBody is a manufacturer and distributor of COVID-19 antigen test kits. We were authorized under emergency use authorization by the FDA in July and obtained subsequent authorizations for different types of swabs in September and subsequently November of last year. We received a grant from the NIH, and now we're manufacturing COVID-19 test kits in the building.
Quell and GenBody are in a completely different industry than Pingo. How did you make that pivot?
Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, I think it's important to get down to the nitty-gritty details. So even though I was in the solar industry, my background, I don't have a engineering degree per se. I went to Berkeley as a political science major, but to master the business, I had to become a solar electrician and a roofer. And it takes studying. I think, with the information available on the internet, the library, there's no reason not to be able to transition to a new industry or learn something that you haven't learned before. And so when the pandemic hit, it was a mad race to understand the healthcare business, the healthcare industry, and understand diagnostics. And so basically I embarked on that journey. With the help of the NIH and the federal government, we were able to secure our partnerships with GenBody and then subsequently obtain FDA approval. So you have to know your business. You have to get down to the minute details and understand to execute on a new venture.
What made you want to start your own small business?
I worked for corporations for close to 15 years, and after working for many corporations, in my mind, I had a voice, that I wanted people to hear. I had something that I had, an urge to change the world, to change my environment. And so I made the leap to start my own company and to see past all the risks and to jump into becoming an entrepreneur.
When did your relationship with Hanmi Bank start?
That's a very good question. My first loan ever, when I was 20 years old, was with Hanmi Bank. It was a car loan. And then, I didn't have anyone to co-sign, and Hanmi Bank was the only company willing to give me a shot. so Hanmi Bank I've known since like 1998, 99, yeah.
And when was that first business relationship with Hanmi?
Well, basically, when I applied for the building loan, I'm very skeptical of banks, right? So basically, I had run a bid, like an auction process. When I reached out to the larger U.S. commercial banks, there's no your number, right? So basically, there was not that level of customer support. And then fortunately, I knew someone at Hanmi Bank I reached out to, and then basically ended up going with Hanmi. I think in terms of for second generation Korean Americans, I think Hanmi Bank is a good fit because Hanmi Bank is a Korean American bank, not a Korean bank. It's not a U.S. bank. It's a Korean American bank. So with this diagnostic business in GenBody, had Pingo Solar not bought the building, and we would not have been able to get a grant to build a COVID test kit factory in California. It's like, how did Hanmi help? It's like, basically I'm so grateful. That's why, when Hanmi Bank reached out to request this interview, I was like, hey, yeah, of course.
What kind of advice would you have for people who are interested in starting their own business?
Starting a small business is very difficult. It is a roller coaster ride. You will sit up on top of a mountain one day, and then the next day you'll be on the ground lying, crying. I think it's very important to have grit and to have a customer focus. It is 99% sweat equity and 1% luck. So my biggest advice for new entrepreneurs is to have grit to succeed and really have the desire to start something and create something.